Welcome back to Royalty Soaps. This is my mother, the queen.
I am the queen.
Yes,
that's what they say.
That's right. It has been a really long time and many people have joined the royal court since you were last featured.
I don't even know some of you.
I know. They're new friends. New friends. Today I'm going to be making a cherry soap. It's using the Tiger Stripe swirl, which I rarely do because a lot of the fragrance oils kind of thicken everything up a little too much, and you got to have things like water thin for this one. So very, very intricate inside, kind of a simpler outside, but it's because the inside is like so fantastic.
Sort of looks Seussical.
What?
Dr. Seuss.
Oh, Seussical.
Yes.
Yes, it does look rather Dr. Seussical. If you aren't following me on Instagram, I have two. One for Royalty Soaps for all of my soapy creations, and one for Katie Carson Instagram. That's all of my personal stuff, everything about Lily, fun photos, you know, that kind of a thing. So you should go follow those if you aren't already following. And let us not forget, here, right at the very beginning of the video, today, the day that this video is being released, is June 6th, and we are having a soap release today. All of the cookies and cream soaps, all of the lily pad pond soaps, all of, let's see, what else do we have coming? We got black raspberry, vanilla, and eucalyptus spearmint, and all of the goodies that I made in the month of May are going to be available tonight, 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. So if you're interested in them, go check them out.
Be there or be square.
Yeah. And without further ado, let's get started. We're gonna begin today by mixing our lye water solution into our oils. Pour right down the stick blender to supposedly help with air bubbles. And then using the low setting, I'm going to blend until emulsification has been reached. Everything has been perfectly blended, so I'm gonna scoot this off to the side. And now I'm gonna show you the colorants I have in all my containers. Now normally, I like to pour in the soap first and then put the colorant on top, but the colorants for these are a little bit complicated because the colors palette was so specific, so I was really trying to get a very accurate portrayal here. So in this container, I have Alpine Green from Nurture Soap mixed with titanium dioxide. In this container, I have Really Red Mica from Nurture Soap and Queen Catherine from TKB Trading. In this container, I have some titanium dioxide mixed with water, the same as this container right here. So we're gonna have two whites. And then I have some dark steel gray, just a little bit, with titanium dioxide and water. And in this one, this is gonna be our dark cherry color, and it was a little bit difficult to mix, but I finally got happy with this. It's the Queen Catherine from TKB Trading mixed with Purple Vibrance. That's what gives it sort of that dark cherry look to it, from Nurture Soap, and then some dark steel gray from Nurture Soap. So that's what makes that like dark cherry color that I'm after. It has been a really long time since I was able to make an entire soap loaf just using these little teeny tiny containers. This is bringing back memories of me working in the soap making shed at my parents' house for sure. Now I'm going to scrapey out my container. Try to get every single little bit out of here. Now that the soap is in all of my containers, I'm gonna blend up the colors from lightest to darkest. Drips all over the place. This is bad news right here. Bad news! Now that all my colors have been blended, it's time to add the fragrance oil, and today I'm using Black Cherry Bomb from Nature's Garden. This is the best cherry fragrance I personally have ever used. A close second would be Cherry Almond from Wholesale Supplies Plus, but that one discolors and this one does not. So if you're looking for a good cherry scent, this one is like, it like burns your nostril hairs type of cherry. It settles down once it's actually in the soap, but initially, like right out of the bottle, it's like, it's so strong it gives you a migraine. Because I added the colorant to the containers before I added the soap, I'm gonna blend in the fragrance oil with my spatula and scrape the bottom just to make sure that I don't have any extra colorant down there. And of course, because this keeps the soap batter really fluid, and I'm gonna be doing another Tiger Stripe today. Oops, I moved moved them all before I told you guys what I'm doing. I'm moving these out of the way because it's time to pour into the big molds. The color I am beginning with is the very first titanium dioxide, and I'm just pouring a teeny tiny bit down the middle. And I know you would think pouring just that much is not gonna make a really pretty design because it's not enough to kind of like leave a mark, but it is, I promise. Next one we are doing is the really red mica, so this is kind of the cherry color. Now the alpine green, which ends up being sort of a laurel green. What word did you just hear? What word did I just say? Was it Yanny or laurel? Gonna come back in with the white, and I'm doing two colors in between the reds because I just want to make good and sure that they're very distinct because they are a sort of similar shade. I'll pour that right down the middle. This is sort of the ruby dark cherry color. And finally, the gray. Just pour that right down the middle. And then I'm gonna repeat the same thing for all the colors over and over and over again until the soap is completely full. All of the soap is in both the molds here, so now I am going to wipe down the sides because I made a little bit of a mess. And if you do piped soaps, here's a time-saving tip for you. While you are letting your piping set up, go ahead and wipe out with a paper towel all of your soap dishes, and that'll save you some time doing dishes later on. For our piping today, I'm going to be using the Baga and Coupler from the Royalty Soaps piping set, and then this little open star tip. It has lots of different ridges on it. I got that from Amazon. I'm gonna put 3 dollops across. And the piping for today is gonna be pretty simple because the inside of the soap is so complex, and I really want that to be a highlight. Sometimes I like to make a really crazy top and a really crazy bottom. That's kind of how I do for the Mermaid Treasure soap. That's like pretty busy all over, but sometimes it's nice to just kind of tone it down with a relatively simple topping and then sort of a very intricate inside. I do recognize that whenever I say a simple top, it's still more extravagant than what most people get when they buy a bar of soap. All of these fragrances I've done recently have really made me want to do cakes, but I can't make them right now in the house that we're in because our oven is like from 1950. I'm not even joking. It does not cook things at the right temperature, so all the cakes I've tried to make have turned out really bad. The last time I tried to make something, it was completely runny on the inside and completely crusty on the outside. It was really bad. But I feel like I should be relatively good at making cakes because of the amount of piping that I do. Like, I always look at people with like royal icing or buttercream and go, that is never gonna get hard on them. There's never gonna be a point where if they mess up, they can't just like scrape something off, or like their piping's never gonna set up, as it were. So it's like, you get infinite amount of time to do whatever you want to do. Now that the piping is done, it's time to put on the embed. So this is what I have for the embed. This is, I know it looks solid black, but it's not. It's really a dark, dark, dark reddy purple. Took me a really long time to get that color exactly right, but that's what black cherries look like. They're not actually black. They're just really dark purpley red. So I'm gonna place those right on top. Simeon literally made me some so that I would have left over, and I just put the ugliest one I have right in the middle. I was like, ooh, which one stands out over there? Oh, the ugly one? Well, now that all the little soap gumball embeds are on top of the soap, I'm gonna take a little bit of melt and pour that I have mixed with some red colorant from TKB. And I'm just gonna drizzle that on top like maraschino cherry water or what? Syrup, whatever it is. I don't know, whatever the carrier for maraschino cherries is. Now I really wanna know. What do they put the maraschino cherries in? Like the juice? It's in cherry. I feel like you're pulling my leg.
Why wouldn't it be?
Why don't you look it up?
Because I know it's cherry juice.
Tell me what it is. Look it up.
Strawberry juice?
Caleb, just look it up. I'm also gonna run back across the top real quick just to put another 2 or 3 lines on the top of the embed there. It's a cherry covered cherry. What is it, Tub Tub? I'm literally dying to find out. Now that the drizzle is on, I'm going to spritz with rubbing alcohol. And the soap is done. Okay, what is it, Caleb?
It's sugar syrup and red 40.
Oh, I feel like some illusion has been shattered right in front of my very eyes. Well, mine is better for you than that. I'm gonna let these sit overnight. It's gonna be 18 to 24 hours until I cut them all up and we take a look at that tiger stripe on the inside after this quick commercial break. We are back the next day to cut the black cherry soap. It smells delicious, like just pulling it out of the mold. It already has smelled up like this entire area. It's so good. And then this is what it looks like on the inside. Aren't those lines crazy? I'll put it to the side here so you can see how close I got to the Design Seeds palette. The gray I think needs to be a little darker, but the green and the reds are pretty close. The inside sort of reminds me of the cover art for Oh, the Places You'll Go, that Dr. Seuss book, with all those little like swirly twirly lines. And I'm really happy I decided not to do anything else on the top because this soap is really busy and the inside definitely speaks for itself. This soap will be available to purchase at royaltysoaps.com on June 6th at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. The question of the day is, would you rather find out your best friend hates your favorite book or share a favorite book with your worst enemy? Caleb, which one would you pick?
I don't like books.
I would definitely rather my best friend not like my favorite book because I don't think my worst enemy deserves to get to read the type of literature that I read. My books are precious to me and they don't deserve to get to read them at all, much less have them as their favorite. To vote, you can click the I in the upper right-hand corner of the screen. Ooh, and you guys, look at this one. Whoa. Well, that's about all for now. It's not like we just filmed the intro and the outro 2 seconds apart.
No one can tell.
No one knows. You see Marmy?
Hello,
This
girl.
is Marmy to her. Why do we pick Marmy?
Well, because we love books, and we especially love Little Women, and that's what they call their mother.
That's right. And you're not really old enough to be like a grandmama.
No, grandmother.
That's right. Also, one more time, the release is tonight. So if you want soaps, head over at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time to royaltysoaps.com because we do expect for these to move rather quickly, even though we have upped production.
Yes, we have.
Again.
Yes. I've been there for every single bar cutting.
Right.
Not really. But
Right. But she knows.
I
She
know
knows
it.
that we
I
have
know
upped
all about
production.
it. So that counts as we.
That's right. Thanks guys so very much for watching. If you enjoyed, please give it a big thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel. Leave us a comment down below because
She and I.
she reads them. Yeah, at least you'll be reading them for this video. I know you've read them in the past,
I
but
have,
you're
from
in
time to
this video,
time.
so y'all
Yes.
say hi.
Hi, everybody.
Yeah, that's right. And without further ado, we hope you have an absolutely royal day. Go do something for yourself. And this is where I give them suggestions for what they can do for themselves today.
Have a dinner with your favorite girlfriend.
Yeah!
Ladies' night out.
Yeah! Are we basically just saying something we really want to do?
Yes. Please let's. If you can't pull that off, have bull ice cream.
For real though.
Preferably Bluebell.
Yes, if it's available for you. Bye